Revenge doesn't always have to be pro or nuclear to be good. No, sometimes it can be petty, like you'll see in this episode of Petty Revenge. Our first one is from ESCFan34. I have a coworker who is incredibly lazy. She's never been a hard worker, but within the last year, it's gotten bad. She could technically retire, but chooses not to, for whatever reason. Which I wouldn't mind if you actually did your job, but not only will she never help the office, she doesn't even get her own damn work done. As you can probably tell, this woman annoys the hell out of me, for a multitude of reasons. We have a system in our office where all customer questions go into the same queue. If it's an email, a voicemail, part of an online chat conversation with an employee in another department, it goes into this queue. For whatever reason, anytime my coworker encounters a question that will take more than about 10 seconds to answer, she assigns it to me. Which, yes, I am very knowledgeable about our department. However, this woman has worked there 3 times as long as I have, and she should know these things herself. Today, she assigns me a question, and as soon as I read it, I have no idea why she assigned it to me, because she should have assigned it to my boss, and/or talked to my boss about it. As mentioned, I assign it to my boss, and then go tell her about it. During the beginning of our conversation, I overhear said coworker on the phone, ordering food for lunch. Usually she hangs up the phone, waits about 5 minutes, and then heads over to pick up the food. While I'm still in my boss's office, talking about this question, I should probably mention my manager loves to talk, and while I'm usually trying to slowly back out of her office to end a conversation, this time I take a seat and proceed to actively engage. So the minutes are ticking by, and my coworker can't take her break because someone always needs to be in the office, and obviously I'm unavailable. At one point, I kind of tilt the chair so I can see her out of the corner of my eye, and I can tell she's just itching to run out of there, but she can't leave. What should have been, at most, a 5-minute conversation turns into a 20-minute conversation. Then I added a little more revenge because as soon as I left my manager's office, I ran out of our office to use the restroom, just to delay her break even further. I can't tell you how satisfied I feel right now. I mean, that's a good way to get revenge on somebody who doesn't do their work, but you all know the sad part is even though this lady was delayed for her break, she probably didn't do any additional work while waiting. This next one is by TwinkleToes0804. Just over 20 years ago when I attended high school, we had a Japanese exchange student join our class. She was very lovely, kind, spoke good English, and generally a lovely person to be around. The type of girl that makes you smile when you speak to her because of her sunny disposition. I became good friends with her, and over the next few months, she came to my house quite a bit to have dinner with my family, and they got to know and love her like I did. After a little while, I noticed her not being her normal happy self. I put it down to the fact that she was missing her family and tried to cheer her up the best I could. One day, however, it all became too much for her and she broke down crying in front of my mom, dad, and I. She explained that her host family were not very nice to her and she thought they had been stealing stuff from her room. It wasn't anything of great value that was being stolen, however, it was the principle, and the fact that despite it being wrong, they were making her feel unsettled and sad. After all, she was supposed to trust this family. When she had asked them about the missing items, they had all laughed in her face and told her she was going crazy and that they hadn't taken anything. The next morning, she woke up to empty chocolate wrappers pushed under her bedroom door. At first, she was confused, but then she checked her things for the chocolate she had bought to take back to her family and realized that it was gone. Over the next few days, she replaced the chocolate and the same thing happened. Empty wrappers were pushed under her bedroom door. This happened 4 times in total before she eventually broke down crying to me and my parents. We consoled her and my dad told her not to worry as he had a plan. My dad left the house and returned about half an hour later with some laxative chocolate, X-Lax, that he had been to buy at the pharmacy. He explained to my friend what it was and told her to take the chocolate that she had bought for her family out of the wrappers, then put the laxative chocolate inside of the wrappers. Later that evening, she returned to her host family's house and set her plan in motion. Nothing happened that evening. The chocolate remained where it was. The same for the second night. After 3 nights, my friend woke up to see empty chocolate wrappers pushed under her bedroom door. Sure enough, someone had stolen them. But the question remained, who? This question was quickly answered when my friend saw the youngest teenage daughter of the host family rush into the bathroom, and after a while, come out to tell her mom that she didn't feel well and had a tummy ache. My friend was pleased to see that the girl was in and out of the bathroom, time and time again, and laughed to herself each time she saw her rushing there. She didn't expect the girl to suspect it was anything to do with the chocolate, but the amusement of seeing her punished for her crimes was enough for her. The girl didn't stop having trouble with her bowels for over 24 hours. This is such petty, yet sweet revenge at the same time. I do hope that teenage daughter learned that stealing from other people is wrong, whether you're hosting them in your home or not. And our final one is from Odd Freedom 9198. This happened in 2015, during my first year of teaching in special education, USA. I don't know if anyone else here works in SPED, but if you do, you're probably familiar with the difficult process of obtaining a one-on-one para for a student. So I had this kiddo, we'll call him Jay. Jay had some unsafe behaviors as a kindergartner, such as eloping from the school and into the neighborhood. It was terrifying to say the least, and a big safety concern, so I spoke to my supervisor, showed him the data, and he agreed this student definitely needed one-on-one support. My supervisor, Mr. C, worked with me for a couple of weeks on the safety net processing, getting a one-on-one. It was a lot of loops and jumps and saying the right thing in very specific ways, but I got it completed. I sent it to Mr. C for the last final review, and was met with silence. I emailed him after a day, cause we're all busy in this field, no worries, but more silence. I called his office and left a voicemail with the secretary, but more silence. I tried to get a hold of him for 2 weeks, with growing worry, because the deadline was approaching, but I never heard back from him. After the due date passed, he finally messaged me and said that since I didn't reach out to him with the final copy, the one-on-one wasn't approved. I was pissed. So I gathered copies of all the emails, the phone calls, everything I made to reach out to him, and sent this to his boss, Mr. B, head of SPED services. I also included Mr. C's last email. A couple of days later, Mr. C sent me a formal letter of apology through our district mailing system. Mr. B granted me an extension and filed the paperwork himself, and also granted me an emergency one-on-one while the paperwork was processed. At the end of the year, Mr. C was fired from his position. I doubt it was just me, but I'm sure my receipts had something to do with his removal as a SPED supervisor. And that's my story. I was telling it to a coworker here and he said I should post it under petty revenge. As harsh as it may sound, I always get a kick when I see a supervisor or manager get shown the door because of their inability to do their job. Time and time again, we see these people just pretty much be able to coast by and not have any consequences come from their lack of ability to do their job. So when you see it happen, it's always beautiful. A fantastic revenge that I guarantee played a part in Mr. C's departure. Alright, that's enough pettiness for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Petty Revenge. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons and super thanks contributors. Have a great day and stay safe out there.